Good morning. How's everybody doing? It is Friday. We're happy. We've done it. We've knocked another one off. Let's celebrate with coffee. That's a good coffee. That's a really good coffee. I'm happy with that one. Right, what are we going to talk about today? So, first and foremost, I have got a decent list today in my little book of scribbles. So that's a good start. As per last week, we are also streaming on YouTube at the same time. So it's something I've just recently discovered. So we're here on Facebook and on YouTube, so that's awesome. So more people can join us, and that's, again, pretty awesome. How many times can I say awesome in one sentence? Many. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about the insects that we do. G'day, Vinny. So like our live plants, we order our live insects in at the end of each week. So Sunday night, Monday morning is cut off. I do the order from the supplier. They send it in to me. It normally arrives on Thursday, and then we send them out from then onwards. So it's exactly like we do with the plants, basically. It's just a little bit later because they've got to run through all their other orders from their zoos and that kind of stuff first. So that's why I've had a couple of people email this week saying, we're at insects. We ordered them on like Tuesday or whatever. So it's got to get all the way through to Sunday. Then I order them and then they come through. So there is a little bit of delay there on that. It is written on all of the product listings for our insects. That's what we do. So just so everybody is aware. So if you are looking for insects in a bit of a hurry, you're probably better off on the order on the Sunday than they'll be with you a few days later. So that's just kind of how they work. Just want to make everybody aware of that. And again, with live products and obviously the breeding time and maturity time and that kind of stuff, sometimes things become unavailable. For example, if someone orders 1 million cockroaches, for example, and the supplier's only got 1,000,003, well, then there's going to be none for the next week. So things like that do happen. Things go on and off, unfortunately. It's the same with like live fish. When we order them, the importers might only bring in 500. If someone orders 400, there's only 100 left for everybody else, and all of a sudden that 100 gets just depleted really quickly. So that's the things with live animals, live plants, and things like that. Stocks don't just sort of get ordered in and sitting on the shelf for months upon months, just ready to be picked off. So just to keep that in mind. Hi, Jackie. Hi, George. So that's my little spiel about the insects. They are a very new range to us here as well. We've only been doing basically since we've had the shop open. So it's still a bit of a work in progress, but I think we're getting there quite nicely with that. We might have a slight variation in the way that we do our live plants. Good morning, Alison. So at the moment, what originally was plant day was just Tuesdays. Has now become Tuesdays and Wednesdays. There's more people ordering plants, which is fantastic. Which means there's more planted tanks going on. Again, fantastic. But it's becoming a bit of a grind for me. A little decent backlog, and people they're not getting their plants in a timely manner, but the same sort of thing. Might order on a Tuesday and then doesn't get it to the week after. So I'm looking at contacting all the growers today or tomorrow and seeing if there is some scope for maybe ordering twice a week. So, as an example, I might make a cut-off on the said day, then they'll turn up on the Tuesday, so that half week gets packed up on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and then another order gets done on the Wednesday for a delivery on the Thursday, then the Thursday, Friday gets sent out for the second half of the week. So, in turn, it should mean that people are getting their plants earlier and faster, which is always a good thing. It should then mean that my backlog is a little bit less, so instead of having 2 entire full days of packing plants, it might be a couple of half days or one full day and then another day that I can get some other bits and pieces done, because I am falling behind on general business type of stuff. And like I said before, emailing people back or replying back to people in a timely manner because I'm busy packing orders. So I'm just trying to spread that load a little bit to get the best service out to everybody. So I'm thinking about doing that with the live plants. If the wholesalers are okay with that and they think they can do that, then that might be an option. Of course, there's things that I then have to worry about. That means there's 2 lots of freight coming in each week, so it'll double the freight costs for me coming in. So I have to make sure the costings are all right and everything like that. But that is, at the moment, an option to try and spread that plant load around. Obviously, we've got the 3 tanks over here with all our potted plants and our bunch plants, which I'll begin stocking up again pretty soon as well. So I can cut a few orders out that way as well. If we've got it on hand and you order it, then I'll be sending it out straight away anyway. But sometimes it doesn't always work because you might order a few things that we don't have. So just a thought, just a bit of thinking out loud. So that's something that I'm looking at, and I'll see if I can word that the correct way for our suppliers. Did you know that we sell these coffee mugs? We have them on our website. I probably haven't said this before. Coffee mugs. Anyway, and just still on the live plants, another thing I've written down is there's obviously going to be variations in them. Very similar to what we were talking about before with the live fish, live insects, that kind of thing. This is the live thing. Sometimes they come a little bit smaller, sometimes they come a little bigger. It's just part and parcel of variation with natural products. There's no sort of national standard of this is what is considered a full bunch or what have you. Generally, bunches come in stems of 3. Sometimes they're 2, sometimes they're 4, but the generalisation is that they're normally 3. Again, sometimes they're quite small, sometimes they're really big, depending on the growing season. I'm assuming also depending on how many other orders that the wholesalers have got as well. So just bear in mind with that, sometimes bunches are huge, other times they're tiny. It's just seasonal changes, order changes, all that kind of stuff. So that's just how that is when it comes to live plants, unfortunately. This week, I have to admit that the red pine, like I showed in the photo yesterday, was looking absolutely phenomenally good. Like, it was seriously a really nice looking plant. I was really impressed with it. Like I said, I think there's about six stems per bunch. All the roots were coming out the bottom, and they were looking incredibly happy and healthy. So they were definitely the pick of the bunch. And the Zealandia pots were also looking phenomenally good as well. So there is definitely some plants that are coming through really nicely. We are into spring now. There's a little more sunlight going on, a little bit warmer, so the plants are beginning to really start kicking on. So all of them should start looking a little bit better, but definitely the Zealandia was looking amazing, and the red pine pots were also looking phenomenally good. So if you're looking for a couple of plants, that might be the options for you there. Let's cross off what I've got so I don't say it again. Earlier in the week, when we got our plants in, we also got some bags of fish in, which I showed everybody on the live video that we did. So they've all pretty much settled in. They're all looking pretty stable at this point, which is a positive thing. 1 or 2 losses, nothing too major. Obviously, you don't want any fish to die, but there is a limit of what sort of happens. Fish come in, they get stressed in a big bag, they get thrown around a little bit from the couriers and that kind of stuff, unfortunately, and they die. It's just part and parcel of it. It's unfortunate, but it happens. So we've had 1 or 2 losses, but nothing too major. But it is looking like that all the fish that came in the other day are looking pretty stable. So they've all been given a potassium permanganate dip before we put them into our tanks, just to knock off any nasties if there was anything nasty on them. And from that, we hold on to them for a couple of weeks, make sure everything's feeding, make sure we don't notice any issues, any sort of parasitical issues, any funguses, anything like that. At this point, everything is looking really, really good. Hello, Brad. So I'm happy with that. There was a skinny loach or 2 in there, so I'm hopefully going to feed them up a little bit with some live foods. Hopefully that pops them up. Otherwise, we'll put a bit of a treatment through them to try and knock out anything that's on the inside of them. But for the best part, all of those fish are looking really good. The penguin tetras are looking phenomenal when they're schooling together. Definitely a pick of the bunch if you're looking for a schooling fish. They're really, really cool. So I've got to thank Jamie for them. He's seen a couple of photos to me recently of his tank when he's got them schooling in there, and I thought, wow, that looks stunning. So we'll buy a bag of them. So we've got the penguin tetras in here looking really good. Romano's cardinal tetras here sitting here looking good as well. All the corridors that we've got, they're all looking stable. They're all looking good. So we'll pump them up a little bit. So all going to plan. About a week away, we might be able to be selling fish on our website and in the shop. The fish tanks in the shop aren't going to be ready by then, but we can still sell them from out the back as long as the fish themselves are stable, and I'm happy with the couple of weeks that they've been here with us. The problem that I'm having with being able to sell them online is that I can't get the shipping fees to work properly. So I can register onto our website, because unfortunately couldn't get the maths to work for free shipping at this stage. But we can get it set up on the website, but our website pushes anything onto TradeMe that is on stock. And the rule on TradeMe is that everything is free shipping. So I can't quite get it to work so that you pay for shipping on the website and on TradeMe. So I've emailed a couple of people today, so hopefully a couple of phone calls, and we can get that sorted. As soon as I can get that sorted, we'll have the live fish basically available for sale on TradeMe and on our website, and that goes for the same as the live foods. The same thing happened. couldn't get the maths to work to get shipping for that free. Had to charge for it. Was fine being charged on the website, but it wouldn't charge on Trade Me, so I've had to remove them until we can just get that sorted. So I'm sorry about that. Very, very soon, all going to plan will be way laughing. We've also got 2 or 3 tanks sitting at the back that next week will fill up as well. So if there's any fish that people are looking for, I'm definitely open to suggestions. I can get in a few bags to them if there's something that you are in particular looking for. And again, happy to hold them for a couple of weeks to make sure everything's stable and healthy before we send them out. So if there is anything you're looking for, please send us a message. I can bring them in for you, or just comment on this. There's no dramas there. And we can get that all sorted for you. How you doing? So another cool thing that has happened this week, might sound pretty small to everybody else, but I got a coaster. I'm really stoked with my coaster. I've actually got 2, so I can lift that one up. The other one's on my coffee. So I don't have to use my cleaning rag as a coaster anymore, because that was beginning to get a bit of a joke. Yum, coffee. So I'm pretty stoked with having a coaster for my coffee mugs. I know it's little, I know it's the small things, but it's the small things in life that make it worthwhile. We are coming into October, or September, October, yep, which means we're coming into Fish Wars season. So if you've not been around for a while, Fish Wars is something we do on our Facebook page. We do it. Good to hear that your plants are going great. Fantastic. Oh, that's right. I can do things with this thing. Anyway. So Fish Wars are coming back. So it's something we do every year. We put a whole bunch of fish up together on our Facebook page, and they basically have a battle. You guys pick which one you like the most, the other one, and it moves through to like a round robin series all the way into a grand final. So last year we were sponsored by Sarah. They put up a $100 prize pack for the person who picked what they thought was going to be the winner. We've been in contact with them again this year, and they're happy to put up another prize for our winners. So it's coming back at the end of the year, that's the end of the month, next month. So I'm really looking forward to that. It really is a highlight of the year for me. Something pretty cool, pretty interactive. People get to have a decent idea of what's going on and what they want to fish they want to win. So I'm pretty stoked for that, and they get an opportunity to win yourself a prize, which is always fun as well. So Fish Wars is coming back really soon. Micro pellets. Again, on I think it was Sunday last week, just gone. We put up a few foods that we were going to look at testing out. Finished feeding all the food in the back. So everyone decided, or the majority decided they wanted me to do a review on the micro pellets. So she's been opened. I've used it a couple of times. It's still 3/4 full. So once I get about halfway, I'll write up a review and my thoughts on it. All I can say is so far so good. So the carrier micro pellets is that little vote off. So we'll a review of that coming up really, really soon. Thank you to everybody who was involved in that and had a wee vote. The tetracolor bits was next in line. So once the micro pellets finished, I might crack out the tetra pellets after that, just to check that one out as well. Nice one, getting a whakapapa. Good times. Right, cool. What do we got next? Next week on our Friday coffee date, we're going to be joined by John again. Last time we had John as a guest, he spoke about the differences between the fish keeping scene in New Zealand and Scotland. This time around, we're going to be talking about rams. It's a topic of area that he knows a little bit about. So we're going to have a wee chat about that, get his thoughts on the rams, and maybe we can look at possible qualities of them, potential diseases that they're more commonly getting, and best practice of keeping them to get the best colour out of them, spawning behaviours and that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. So if you're interested in ram cichlids, next week's Friday date is all about you. Get involved in that. I'm looking forward to it as well. A couple more things, guys. If you've got any questions or anything, please fire them away. I'm happy to answer it while we're doing this. I've begun starting the next YouTube video. So I talk about how good Purigen is over and over and over again. So I thought I'd put my money where my mouth is, whatever the way that one goes. And we're doing a video on how Purigen works. Originally, I started by putting a couple of Indian almond leaves into the water. I turned it a little bit, but I couldn't really get the full scope of how tinted the water was. So what did I do? Well, when I was talking about the Sierra products the other day, I had one of these cracked open and I poured a whole bunch of this into the water. Literally made the water black because I put about a half a bottle into it. So I'm really making the Purigen work for its money. So make it nice and tinted, and we're cracking on with the video on how good Purigen is. So hopefully a few more days, all that test will be done, and we can get it all edited up if I get a chance, and we'll chuck it onto YouTube. Again, tell people over and over again how good Purigen is, how incredibly cost effective it is, despite being a little more expensive to buy. It works out in the long run so much better than carbon, and it works phenomenally well for making the water crystal clear. So that was just need to do a wee video on proving exactly what it does. On that note, because I had it in my hand, Sierra Blackwater conditioner is on special at the moment for the rest of the week. This is a product that I've used multiple times for doing Blackwater tanks. It doesn't, to my knowledge, alter all the pHs and all that kind of stuff, but it does give that tint. You do not need to use the excessive amount, because if you use the excessive amount, the water goes literally black. You just need a few drops to really get that golden color going on. So this is a product that I've used. It's a product that I'll continue to use. I've got on special this month, along with a few other bits and pieces. With the Rapashi range, all on special as well. Another product that I use, another one that I really, really enjoy. I'm using grub pie out the back at the moment, growing out the stir-by corridoras, as well as feeding out to the rest of the fish out the back as well. Everything takes, everyone loves it. Seriously, if you've not tried Rapashi, get into it. It is a phenomenally good product, and the grub pie is easily our biggest seller. What else we got up here? Sierra Flora veggie flakes. Again, another high nutrition product. Vegetable flakes go phenomenally well for things like mollies and that kind of live bearer type of food. Well and truly worth it. And we're coming into pond season, so it'd be rude not to have all these pond foods on special as well. Because we're coming into spring, fish are becoming a little bit more active and that type of stuff. Time to get some food into them again. So we've got all of the pond food range on special from the Tetra, Sierra, and I think we've got some API stuff, API products on special as well. So anything pond related, we're cranking along. So get into that as well if you're a pond keeper. We're into spring now. It's time to make your ponds look phenomenal. And last little bit of salesy stuff I've got. API root tabs also on special this week. For the rest of the month. We sell quite a lot of these, and it's because they work and they work really, really well. I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube where people have tested the API root tabs to things like the Flourish tabs and other products like that, and the API root tabs always tend to come up on top. So they're a pretty good product. They do what they're meant to do, what they say on the container. So if you're into tiny tanks, things like swords and crypts, and you're struggling to grow them a little bit, the API root tabs are definitely worth a run, and helps that they're on special to the end of the week, end of the month as well. Why do I keep saying the end of the week? Until the end of the month. So that's all my salesy stuff that I've got. Thank you for allowing me to do that, everybody. If we've got any other questions or anybody wants to know anything, any comments, please feel free to fire away. I'm about 2/3 way through my coffee, which is still really, really good. Believe it or not, it's only my second coffee for the day. Normally I'm now at about 1 million, and I'm jittering and stuff like that, but not at the moment. There was something else I was going to say. Yep. So obviously the shops will be open from 10 o'clock like normal. Today is going to be a massive cleaning day for me. Came into work yesterday at lunchtime after having the young fella not very well, and there was a pallet of product sitting on the doorstep in the rain because, you know, happy days, it has to be raining. So I've got a lot of boxes that I need to break down, a lot of cleaning, really trying to get the place sparkling up before the weekend. So if you're in Nelson, please feel free to visit us over the weekend. 10 till 4:30 is when we're here every day except for Monday. So yeah, come in, grab your aquarium supplies, come have a chat. Love talking about fish. So if you want to talk about fish, I'm absolutely keen as on that for you as well. If there's nothing else anybody wants to talk about, I'm happy to go and get on with work. If there is something, I'm also happy to talk about that. Anybody had any successes this week? Any spawnings? Anybody maybe had a sick fish, they've got back to health, or had some fish that were looking phenomenally top notch. Maybe you had some rams, maybe feed them up with a bit of live food, they're looking sparkly, anything like that. Anybody happy with their fish keeping achievements? Fish tanks looking amazing? No? All right, good to go. Right then, team, I'm out of here. We'll join you next week. Tomorrow morning, don't forget, we do our Saturday morning walkthrough, so we'll get on to that tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good one. Happy fish keeping. Catch you later. Just as the carrier arrives. See you later.